it was at 225. That wherever I put this and this today, with that fuel and whatever's going on in the world, that was where 225 was going to be, right? In my mind, I have it set perfectly, right? The longer it's at 225, the more it absorbs at 225, the more solid that number is going forward. It's a stored mass of energy that's right there. So now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that lid. I'm going to put a pan of apple juice in there. Now that's not hot, it's cold, or it's not in the fridge, but it's room temperature. And I put a gallon of cold liquid in there. If I shut the lid, it's going to read that, and the needle's going to go down because I just put an ice cube in my coffee. And I'm going to put 12 or 15 or 20 pounds of pork in there that came right from the refrigerator. Again, room temperature. Another ice cube. When I shut that lid, that needle goes down to like 150, 160 because it's reading these cold things. Okay? And here's where the barbecue guru comes in. It says it's 150. You said make it 225. So on comes the fan. And the fan kicks the thing up to where it says 225, and the machine says, I did what you asked. I'm happy. And it turns off. But as soon as everything comes to temp and you warm up that juice and your pork, you're up to 250, 260 because it kicked it up. It didn't need to. And it did what you kind of told it to, but it didn't understand the physics. And so there's a point there where you just put your hand on that thermometer and don't worry about it until, maybe an hour later when all these things have kind of, your pork isn't going to be that hot, but everything's coming into balance. And when it all comes into balance, that needle, which had gone up, down, left, and right, now settles right back to where it was because the mass of ceramic is at 225. Does that make sense? Now the barbecue gurus, we have the other one that's the flame boss or some flame somebody. They're cool because they've got Wi-Fi and they go to the cloud. And the feature I like, one, you can control the temperature. If I was doing this and I could see that my meat was still at 170, it's all right, turn it up. We've been on for 15 hours. I could be on my phone in there watching my cook while I'm talking to you and going, and I could bump it up if I wanted to. I could be anywhere and do that. But it also stores your cooks on the cloud. So today, for instance, I would have put on 2 of them that weighed exactly the same at the same time, and one, I said, well, one came off at 1 o'clock and one of them is going to be about 9 o'clock. Why? We don't know why. Different pig, different whatever, but that stores that. So when you ask me next week, how long did it take you? I go, yeah, I don't, you always say like 12 hours, but is it 12 or is it 13? Is it 12 and a half? There's times when that's important to really know, right? If people are coming over at 5 o'clock, like you people, you want it to be done. So that database that's on your phone is interesting to know. So there's some value to that. Otherwise, I don't use them. So I used them for Thanksgiving. I had 4 turkeys going. I had every one of them monitored so I could keep an eye on them. And one of them wasn't cooking. One of them was, did I show you that 34-pound turkey? Right. It just couldn't go. It was kind of like this roast. It just wouldn't get there. So I had to crank that one up. But I had told the machine I had an alarm at 300 degrees. I was cooking at 290. And I cranked it up to 350 just to get it to go. As soon as the thing hit 300, there was an audible alarm. And it also texted me a message. So I'm trying to turn the alarm off, and my phone is going beep. Okay, I know. And I figure it's one of my customers calling me saying, you said you'd be here at 4. It's now, when are you showing up? But I look at it, it's my grill is texting me. I said, I'm right here. Talk to me. I hate texts, right? I'd rather talk to you. But it just kept sending me text after text after text, and with little red emergency things. It was like important. I'd say, "You're a grill, shush." So I had to turn it off. I was just pissing me off. So they have a place. They're really more for. They were invented for the metal grill people who the temperature has a chance to go up and down. If you were cooking right now on a Weber Smoky Mountain, it's a metal appliance. This breeze, and now that the sun is gone and you're in the shade, that thing would probably drop 40, 50 degrees. That air will go right through metal just like it goes through tin foil. Tin foil's here, metal grill is here. We're over here. This can snow all over the thing. Back in Pennsylvania it probably does. And it doesn't really matter, right? It holds its temperature, doesn't care. But metal things, this kind of a breeze, and at night, an overnight cook, you're going to see that thing drop, drop, drop. So you have to, that thing will help keep you up there, especially once you've been at it for a bit. That was a yes or no question, but
How's your grill?
well, this one's, what do we want this to do?
I'm about to go through.
Dessert.
That's fine. This one's at 400. Let's give that just a minute. The other one's been sitting